Well, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, and I decided I was going to try the Ihop Pancake Copycat recipe. Let's see how it varies from yours or mine or grandmother's. So let's try that and just see what it's like. I'm going to get a 1.25 cups of my all-purpose flour. There's 1. 1/4. 1/4. Messy. All right. I've tried to adjust the camera and do everything imaginable. I'm not good with it, but do the best that I can. So now we've got our 1 1/4 cups of our all-purpose flour. And I put before y'all came on, I put a 1.25 cups of milk. Then I added a little over a teaspoon to my milk to make buttermilk, since I didn't have any buttermilk this morning. So now then we'll put in let's get our teaspoon. We use an old teaspoon. We like our old teaspoons. I'm going to use my funkin' gluten-free baking powder. Aluminum-free baking powder. Let's do 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of our soda, because you know soda and buttermilk react, so I'll give them some fluff. Now let's get our salt. Put an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of salt. Now then, I'm going to get my eggs. 1 egg. Let me get one of these Whisk up here. Let's just whisk our egg. Put it in our bowl. Get our 1 1/4 cup of milk that has started curdling, so that has started curdling. So you want to mix that. Okay, let me move my wood board, since we have to use the stove as our prep area. Now we'll put on our fire here and here, and we'll pull this down. I had it heating over here on these burners, but I'm gonna get it here where y'all can see me. See it. Got flour everywhere, but that's okay. We'll go off and let this batter settle a little bit. So let me turn it down to about a 6 until I get ready. Okay, I'm going to add my milk mixture gradually to I'm going to get this flour mixture well combined, because you don't want bitter lumps in it from that baking powder or baking soda. So we're getting that. Now let's put a little milk at a time and just incorporate that. Now you don't want to overmix this batter. Doesn't matter what if it's IHOP or Billie Jean's or Grandma Grunt's, you don't want to mix this batter. That'll make you pancakes stodgy, as they say in England. Make them hard and very dense. You don't need that. We don't need no dense pancakes. So even though it's got some of these lumps in it, as you see, that's okay. Just mix that until combined, and that's combined. That's what we're going to say, is that's combined. Okay. I'm going to put I'm going to put 2 tablespoons. I'm not going to put butter, I'm going to put my avocado oil. I have 2 tablespoons of that. And then I'll get a little sugar. We want a 1/4 cup, so let's get our 1/4 cup out here. Of sugar. That's just your cane sugar there. Now we just stir that till it's kind of combined. And that's made a good, see, that's made a, seems like a good proportion of batter. You don't want to overmix it, like I told you. Now we'll just let that set for a few minutes. I let it set usually about 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Or until I'm getting the table set or the measuring cups put up. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'll just sit here and talk to you a minute until that sets a little bit. Get my dishes kind of cleaned up, and then I'll have to do it. Then I'll have to do it after a while. Now we'll use this, we'll get us a ladle. That's the best thing you can do on for your pancakes. We'll get our whisk out there. I'm going to get my little I've got my coconut. I got my coconut oil, and I'm just going to grease my griddle with that coconut. So that'll be ready to go. Now you need to try to keep that consistency about 320 degrees if you can. Now then, I think that's the smoking. We're gonna try this anyway. See better. I see that. That's about pretty good consistency. I probably would have liked it a little bit more. Let's do a 5-inch circle. See how that. Yeah, I think that batter's a little too thin. I measured it right. I measured that right. Let's just cook these up and see. If not, we'll add a little more flour. I did a fourth cup, 1 1/4 cup of the buttermilk, and 1 1/4 cups of the flour. Let me turn that up just a little bit, back to about an 8, I'd say. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a little flour to that. Not a lot. Let me get my sifter here. Yeah, I want to have a batter a little thicker than that. I sure do. Let's see how that. Get my whisk again. Well, that should tighten that up pretty good there. So let's try that. I don't know why that consistency was off. Maybe that's, I don't want to be too stodgy though. We'll try that. See, that's all you can do. See that's better. I'm not used to the grills. Now that I've been at home too much. Maybe always just, I don't know why that wants to stick kind of back there, but it does. I let it bubble, starting to bubble. Now these are flapping up. Have to turn that. You have to get that griddle just right. I always told my family or friend, my sisters, whoever, I gotta let my griddle, see about my griddle before I see that this portion of the griddle is doing okay. And I guess because it's probably on the smaller part of the burner, that could be it. I hadn't even thought about it, because this has the smaller eye on it and that has the larger. So to equal it out, I'm gonna have to start cutting that back down a little more than this front. See how that's still smoking back there? I bet that'll be okay though. Okay, let me get a little more. We're gonna try this. Let's get that. I always try to clean my griddle. Give us some. Let's put our grease on here like this. And really, let's just put that down to medium. And we'll add our batter to this end. Let's try to add our batter to this end. Turn that up just a little bit. I'm trying to get that all out of there so I don't waste. And we'll watch those cook like that. Now let them start kind of bubbling up there. They'll start to get bubbly. And then we'll then we'll know. I'm letting those start to bubble up. Sometimes you have to turn this so I can get them back there. Oh, that's hot. That's hot, Betty Jean. Now I can take those and I'll just flip them. With that arthritis in my hand, it's hard to flip anymore. But I bet we get it done. Now see, that's fluffing up just right. Let me rinse my... You know, when you're frying something or baking something or doing something, if everything's just not perfect, you might as well forget it because it's going to come out crazy. You know. I want them browned just a little bit. I've got stuff all over here. Those fluffed up. Those fluffed up pretty good there. I'll move that back now. One day I'll get my stove back again that I liked. I had a griddle right in the middle of the stove, and I loved that stove so much. These could have been browned a little more, but I'm doing them just like this. I think those will be good. I'll get those and put some butter on them and get our this griddle out of the way and try to get this kind of cleaned up a little bit. But there's nothing like a good pancake, and these come out thicker. They come out nice. I think if we redid the batter one more time, we'd have it down pat. So that's what we're going to have this morning. Is we're going to have a cup of coffee, a pancake, and a cup of coffee and a pancake with some blueberries on it, and maple syrup and butter. Everybody's got to have butter. Let me get some butter. Lord, we've got to have butter. Get us flakes. We'll just go ahead and have our plate here. Might as well have it. Mother, let's get her one with a little butter on it. I bet that'll be good. There. I don't think she'll eat more than one, y'all. She likes what she likes, and that's what she likes. So, let me get some maple syrup. I had some. I've got some warmed in my little maple syrup pitcher here, and then I'll just put some on it and drizzle it like this. That's all she wrote out of that one. If not, I've got to back up with some honey. So that's what we're going to have. A cup of coffee and a pancake. Ihop-Copycat pancakes. I think it needs more flour. About a fourth cup more flour. But we'll check it out and see. Bye-bye. Y'all have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. Let's have pancakes and a cup of coffee. Okay, I had to come back because I'm going to get another pancake. These were very good, I have to say. I really enjoyed them. So the IHOP Pancake Copycat, I'll put on there. They are pillowy and plump, just like the recipe says. They do have the taste and the fraction of the cost. So if you can make these for your family, but the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add more flour, and I would suggest making sure your griddle do some tests, because this is my first one and you don't want that. You need to get that griddle set so it's in between what I've cooked and what I cooked so that you don't come out. But they do have the consistency with the baking soda and the buttermilk and the egg. They're spot on. I had to come on and tell you, I'm going to have another one with some more coffee. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.